Good evening. Hello. And I hope you guys are doing well. You good? Karuna. One good. Elizabeth. Hello. Greetings to you all. Yes. Respectful greetings. Miss Elizabeth. Respectful greetings to all of you. So, Shak. Hello, Shak. Nafi. Victoria. User. Nasenga. Let's shine. Okay. Hi. Let's shine. How are you doing? So, good evening to you all. And I'm very happy to be here. A wonderful day, you know, and being a wonderful day, it is a day that one gets to connect with the universe. Not just only getting to connect with the universe, but it's a day for deep reflective thoughts. And because it's a day for deep reflective thought, it is very, very important that each and every one of you. Hi, greetings to you. Mama, hello. So greetings to all of you, and we are very, very happy to be here with you all. Hi, hello, greetings. Let me see how to position ourselves here, because we are also here live on Facebook. Elohim Chrissy Nawis. Hi, Elohim Chrissy. How are you doing? Okay, so good evening to you all. And to everybody that is listening to the sound of my voice, I am very, very happy to be here with each and every one of you today. It is 23 o'clock here in Mauritius, 11 o'clock here in Mauritius. Now, I don't know what time it is in your respective location, but I hope and I pray every one of us and everybody can hear me, clearly and nice and all of that. So, reflective thoughts. This is the topic for today. This is what I'm going to be discussing about, today. Reflective thought. What is a reflective thought? I really miss you so much here in Ghana. I miss you too, Cash Queen. What is a reflective thought? This is what I want us to look at today. Reflective thoughts. How do we understand reflective thoughts? What is reflective? How do we understand it? From where does thinking originate from? Where does thinking originate from? What makes a man to think? This is what I want us to analyze today. You sit down 99% of the time, that you are sitting down, you are thinking, isn't it? 99% of the time. What is it that is making you to think? Although your mouth is silent, but there's something that is playing inside. What is that is making what is playing inside to play? That is what I want us to analyze today. What makes a man think? Because it says the difference between a man and an animal is the ability for the man to think. So, what makes you different from an animal is what? Your ability to think. Now, what is it that powers that ability to think? That is what I want us to analyze today. But before we go into today's conversation, let us do a simple meditation exercise. It's a meditation exercise. It's very, very important and it's very, very good for everybody. So let us do a simple meditation exercise and then we are going to start today's conversation. So wherever you are and you are listening to the sound of my voice, I want you to fold your hand like this. Just keep your hand like this wherever you are, and you are listening to the sound of my voice right now. Put your hand like this, like a semi angle. Very good. So keep your phone in front of you. Keeping your phone in front of you, make this shape semi angle. So basically, you have to bring the hands together. You bring this one out, you bring this one out, and you make this. All right. Now I want you to keep it on your lap. Okay. Keeping it on your lap, let us do a simple breathing in exercise. So you breathe in, You breathe in. You breathe out. You breathe out. You breathe in. You breathe out. You breathe in. You breathe out. Now that that is done, you have to hold your two nostrils, like this. See the way I'm holding my nostrils like this? All right. So we're going to breathe in from one and then we're going to release from one. All right. So breathe in, close it. You release it from the other side. All right. Now breathe in. Again. All right. Thank you all very much for participating. Reflective thought. Now, again, I'm in my house. So, being in my house, you might hear the sound of my son. He's not sleeping. I think he overslept in the afternoon, so he's not able to sleep. So, you may be hearing their voices. But let us talk about reflective thought. What is reflective thought? How are we influenced by thought? Since time immemorial, there's one thing that has been very, very prominent in our life, and that is thought. Thought is what distinguishes a man from another man. Thought. Thinking is what makes a man different from the other. Thinking is what sets a man apart from an animal. Thinking is what makes a man, to become superior or not superior. If you look back into the ancient days when they speak about the ancient ancestors of man, the ancient ancestors of man are called the Neanderthals. That is called the ancient ancestors of men. And because the ancient ancestors of men, the Neanderthals, they were existing. Now, what is it that distinguishes a man from the Neanderthals? Is it that they were not thinking? They were thinking. But what is it that got activated in them? It is said that man has been existing, but then because of the influence of the Anunnakis that came to earth, the influence of some divine beings that came to earth, when they came to earth, they now altered the genealogy, they altered the blood of men. Just a minute. Boy, silent. It is said, because what? The Neanderthals, when they came to earth, they altered. They altered what? The genetics of men. And because they altered the genetics of men, men became different. The human left from being a human and become a superhuman with a strong thinking ability. In ancient period, it is said that the Neanderthals, which were the main ancestors of men, were just hunter-gatherers, meaning all they do is just to hunt, to gather, and sleep, and have sex. That is all they did. But the moment the Anunnakis had an influence upon them, something changed in the nature of the ancient man. Now, the ancient man left from being an ancient person, now became a modern person. And as you keep looking at it, going on, the nature of men keeps changing. The intelligence of men keeps changing. The intellectual, the capacity of men to think and not to think, to reason and not to reason, keeps changing. How is this possible? I want us to have a reflective understanding, a reflective conversation here. It is said, men in the ancient ancestry of men were just men living in caves, depending on how, what's that? Depending on gathering, defending, sleeping, and mating. That is all. But then something influenced the genetics of men. So now, does it not show a little bit of a contrast to what is there in the Bible? Does it not show a little bit of a contrast to what is there or to what is believed as the origin of creation? Does that not show? Which means what? You see, it is said, since let us analyze something. I want you to analyze something with me. Our ancestors always believed that the people that gave them knowledge will always come back. And in all religious tests, in all countries of the world, in all society of the world, there is always just that one belief, which is someone is coming back. That's what you find everywhere. Now, you can either turn it into a cult or a religious belief or a religious understanding or a religious saying, but there's always a belief that someone is coming back. Thank you very much, intention. There is always a belief that the ancient people that gave knowledge to men is coming back. Is this coming back what is called the coming back of God? Or what does it mean? The animals don't believe that something is coming back for them. I don't think there's any animal that says something is coming back for us. The animals don't believe that something is coming back for them, but men believed that something is coming back. Men believed that what? Something is coming back. And it is said that men believe that something is coming back is what? They believe that their ancestors is coming back. Men, since time immemorial, has always believed that their ancestor is coming back. The ancestor that gave them knowledge, the ancestor that impacted understanding to them, the ancestor that changed the genetics of their body is coming back. Men has always believed this. In what time or in what course in history did that understanding of the ancestors coming back become the understanding of God coming back? Thank you very much, Big Sir. In what point in history? Now, see, I want us to have a reflective understanding. In what point in history did the understanding that the ancestors that gave knowledge is coming back become the understanding that God is coming back? In what point? From where in history did that come be? Did that come to be? How did we get to this level? How did men get to this level where they start thinking that there is something that is coming to haunt them? From where is the creation of evil? See, I want you to understand this with me. Why is there no evil in the animal kingdom? What is just in the animal kingdom is simply just what? Life. But why is it that in the human kingdom, in the human species of life, then there is evil? There is bad, there is evil spirit. But I've never heard that in the animal kingdom, the animal is possessed or is influenced by an evil spirit. Only a man sees an animal and says that this animal is possessed by an evil spirit. A monkey relate and behave however they want to behave. A dog sees and behave however they want to behave. A cat behave and sees however they want to behave. A lion sees and behave however they want to behave. But why is evil spirit only in the dimension of men. What is the creation of this evil spirit? From where does evil spirit come from? And why is it that some people are heavily influenced by it and some people are not influenced by it at all? Why is it that some people claim that they got attacked by spirit and some people have never experienced it before? What is this? What is this? From where is this coming from? I want you to have a reflective thought with me, an introspection on all of these things that have been said. From where is this coming from? You go to Africa, there is a strong belief. You go to Australia, the belief is different. You go to Japan, the belief is different. You go to Norway, Sweden, whichever part of the world you go to, the belief and the understanding is different. But the animals are the same. The animals are the same. And the animals being the same, they live their life practically the same. So, what is it about the human life? What is it about the species of man? Especially the species of man that says this is evil and this is bad. But the animal sees the same thing everywhere. The same dog you find in Australia is the same dog you're going to find in Africa. The same monkey you find in America is the same, in Australia is the same monkey you're going to find here. The same snake is the same snake. The same species may be different, but the same thing. You don't say this tree, even in the midst of trees. A tree does not say, I am not a tree. A tree is not wanting to be something else. A tree just wants to be a tree. In America, you will find trees. In Africa, you will find trees. In Japan, you will find trees. In India, you will find trees. In Australia, wherever you go, you will find trees. But you never hear a tree say, oh, this tree is a bad tree. Why is it that only in the human species is this diversity? Why is it that it is only in the human species of life that we have this, diversity of no, this is a bad person, this is a good person. From where did we go wrong that every human, everything, every entity starts thinking? Where did we go wrong? It says in the beginning, the Christian says that man went wrong in the Garden of Eden. How true is that? How true is that? The Incas, which is of North America, their own belief of creation is different. How everyone believed in creation is different. There's one thing you must find, you will see though, which is in all species of life, man has always been creating. Animals have always been creating. So if man has always been creating, animal has always been creating, trees has always been reproducing. Reproduction is something you find constant in all dimensions of species. Reproduction. Anger is what you find constant in all dimensions of species. Anger, you find it all constant. Lust is what you find constant in all dimensions of species. Lust. But why is it that it is only in the human species that you find evil spirit? From where did we go wrong? See, let us analyze this properly. Let us analyze this properly. It is said in the beginning, the ancestors of men were neanderthals. So basically, before you have the Homo sapien, you have the what? The Homo erectus. And it says the Homo erectus were just men that lived their life hunting and gathering. That is all. That is how they live their life. Hunting, gathering, defending. Thank you very much, Philip. Spain. That's how they live their life. But then the Homo sapien came. So then, is it that evil spirit came along with the Homo sapiens? Because when the Homo erectus were hunting and gathering, defending and protecting their family, do they believe in evil spirit also? Or evil spirit is the creation of Homo sapiens, which means that evil spirit became manifested the more you become intellectually active. Is somebody listening to me? The more you become intellectually alert, the creation of evil spirit comes along with that. So, meaning that you are the creator of your evil spirit. Any spirit that torments you, you are the creator of that. What is it that the Homo erectus have in common with the Homo sapien? They believe in respecting the dead. The Homo erectus live their life in looking at things that happens in occurrence. Okay, lightning happens when the rain falls. They understood that, so we need to protect ourselves from lightning. The more man become intellectually alert, the more he creates evil spirit. The more man becomes intellectually aware, the more he creates evil spirit. And then he says, and a man, an intellectual man, is the man that knows that he knows nothing. But the more you start thinking that you know something, the more you start creating more negative spirits. Oh, oh la la. Does evil spirit, is evil spirit a manifestation of intelligence? But then there are animals that are also intelligent. Do they also record evil spirit? Dream is constant in the body of a human. Dream is also constant in the body of an animal. An animal also dream. A dog dreams. A cat dreams. A lion dreams. Ah, a snake also dream. A butterfly dreams. A human also dream. So there is the action that is happening on the external point, and there's action that is happening on the internal point. But how is it that that of the human is what is more pronounced? That is the question. How is it so? That that of the human is what is more pronounced. A lot of people have given so many theoretical explanation on this. A lot of people have given so many theoretical explanation. Oh, it is like this because there is this spirit, there is this, there's that, there is angels, there's this. Why is it that it is in the life of humans that everything is complicated? And in that of an animal, it's not complicated, it's just black and white. This is just what it is. But in that of a human, it is extremely complicated. Oh, it is this spirit, it is that spirit, it is this, it is this, etc., 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 etc. But is that what creation was actually intended for? Is that what creation was initially intended for when the creator created the world? Did he create the world and create men to be possessed and disturbed by evil spirit? A lot of people are giving so many theories as to what is the origin of evil spirit, but then it just remains a theory. It just remains a theory. But yes, indeed, humans are plagued by spirits. But an animal is not plagued by spirit. Yes, indeed. Humans sees spirit. But what is the difference? That is the point. What is the difference? Many people has done so many, experiments to want to communicate with the dead. Many people have done so many experiments. Oh, so many experiment has been done to want to communicate with the dead. And one of those form of experiment is using the Ouija board. How many of you have heard of the Ouija board before? You've heard of the Ouija board. Tarot card is another form of wanting to communicate with the dead. It's another form of wanting to communicate with the dead. The main point of the creation of the tarot card was not for the creation of divination, it was for the creation of communicating with the dead. Because since time immemorial, there is one thing that has always remained constant, whether it is in the body of a Homo sapien or the body of a Homo erectus, man has always believed that there is something after death. Whether it is in the body of what? A Homo sapien, Homo erectus, Homo neanderthals, men has always believed that there is something after death. And that is why, even in the point of the man being a Homo erectus, they still keep their when the loved one died, they keep the loved one in a sacred place. Because men has always believed that there is something. There is something. There is something there. And men has always believed that that thing that is there always come back again. Always do what? Come back again. There is no country you're going to go to in the world that the ancient ancestors don't believe in life after death. It is impossible. There is no country in the universe, this universe called Earth, that you are going to go to, that you will see that their ancestors never believed in life after death. It is what? Extremely impossible, because you are not going to find it. You will always see, except it is covered, even though it is covered with so many religion right now. So many secular religions are covering the original religion or the original belief of the people, but the ancestors of those people has always believed. When you look into the archaeological site and the diggings of the archaeologists, you will always see that they have always believed in what? In life after death. They have always believed in life after death. But now, why is it that humans are plagued by spirit? Why is it that it is only in the body of a human that you want to cast out evil spirit, but you don't cast out evil spirit in the body of an animal? Why? Why is it that in a place whereby there are so many humans gathered, you will always see some of them that are mentally unstable? But you will always see the clique of monkeys working together, but they're okay. What is it that a man is doing that an animal is not doing? I'm bringing up all of these questions because I want us to think. It's called a reflective thought. This is my thinking. This is my thinking, reflective thought. And I want to carry you along in this reflective thought. What is it about a human? What is it about men? From where did the origin of what? Evil spirits come from? Why is it that some people are heavily troubled by it? Heavily troubled by it, that they cannot even sleep. They cannot even sleep. Why is it that some people, they are sitting down and they are just hearing voices 24 hours in their head? And they are also speaking. They are hearing voices, they are also speaking. They are also doing what? They are also speaking. Why? Why is it that some people just take a knife and kill somebody? But you don't find this in the animal kingdom. In animal kingdom, it's either you are the food or you are not the food. But there is respect. They fight for control. That is a fact. Humans also fight for control. Hmm. The reason is this. The reason is this. Our breathing is off. Our breathing is what? Is off. A monkey breathes 36 times faster every second, and hence the monkey is restless. A tortoise breathes in and exhale. It breathes in and exhale after every 4 minutes, and hence a tortoise can live longer. Do you see the difference? You see the difference? A tortoise breathes in after every 4 minutes and exhale after every 4 minutes, and hence the tortoise lives longer. But a human breathes in faster. So the creation of your evil spirit is influenced by your thoughts, because your thought is influenced by your breath. And if it is said, a man that has control of his breath is a man that has control of his life. Those divinities, Anunnakis that you've heard about, I believe so many of you right now should be hearing about Anunnakis. Many of you should be hearing about Anunnakis. Some people say, let me not go into that. Many of you right now should be hearing about the Anunnakis. What is it that makes a person? How is your breath influenced by your horoscope? How is your breath, your way of breathing, how is it influenced by your horoscope? How does the month of your birth, the year of your birth, influence the kind of way you are going to be breathing? Will you be breathing a breath filled with a lot of anger? Will you be breathing a breath filled with a lot of remorse? Will you be breathing a breath filled with a lot of shame? Will you be breathing a breath filled with a lot of fear, superstitions, and all of that? What kind of a breath are you going to breathe, and how is it connected to your horoscope? Mystics of yore, when Christianity started moving around the whole world, it started in Israel, that is a fact, but then it quickly have a connection with Ethiopia and then Egypt. But the Christianity that was practiced then is not the Christianity you have now. The Christianity that was practiced then is called the mystic Christianity. The mystic what? Mystic Christianity. And what is the mystic Christianity? It is the Christianity that is practicing the belief of what? Respect of nature, connecting to nature. Not in the belief of one person as what? As the supreme God. No, but just in the belief and in the respect of what? Nature. That was the Christianity that was practiced in the ancient days. Oh, that is a fact. That is a fact. It is called mystic Christianity. And in this mystic Christianity that was practiced, which is what? Simply respecting nature, connecting to nature, and being in oneness with nature, that was the practice. That was all. But then when Constantine, after having so many encounter, after trying so hard to want to control Rome, wanting to be the center of power, and saying that and just you look at it, the main apostles, the main apostles, the main apostles who are the main disciples of Jesus Christ, look at how they died. Look at the circumstances that they died. Some of them were boiled alive. Some of them were beheaded. Some of them were crucified in different types of crucifixion. Look at them. Just look, listen, listen attentively to what I'm explaining to you right now. The ancient apostles of Christ, how they died. Some of them were boiled alive, boiled in hot water. Some of them their head was cut off. Some of them they were crucified. Some of them were hanged. Some of them they were torn apart. All of them who are the 12 main disciples of Jesus Christ. All of them, they died a very miserable death. Now somebody's gonna say they died it because of the way for Christianity. It's a lie. It is because people don't talk about this, but I want us to talk about this right now. The four founders of Christianity died in a very miserable way. Peter, miserable. Paul, miserable. Thomas, miserable. Matthew, miserable. You name them. All of them died extremely terrible way. But then if they died extremely terrible way, and then after some time, one man came up and says, okay, this is the religion that we are going to practice. Is it not telling you something? The problem with us is that we have society that only hears, but it's a society that don't think. And you must understand, in those days, when Constantine was trying to control, he was trying so hard to control the whole. He wants to be the emperor, the main emperor. But then he sees that the Christians, they believe in nature and they advocate nature to people. They advocate the respect of nature. The apostles of Jesus Christ did not say to you, worship only Jesus. Listen and listen attentively. The early followers of Jesus did not say to you, worship only Jesus. They never say that. They only say, respect nature. That is what they said. They only said what? Respect nature. They never said worship only Jesus or that Jesus is the only way to God. They never said that. This only came about after when Constantine was wanting to be the ultimate the ultimate dictator. And the only way you can become a dictator, the only way you can keep people under your control is by doing what? Influencing what they believe in. When you influence what they believe in, you can keep them all under control. But in a society whereby everybody believes in different God, respect different God, it's very difficult to influence such a society. Is it not? So Constantine, he fought. He fought with his great uncle. I've forgotten his name. I think it's something Hannibal. I'm trying to remember his name, Hannibal. It is because of the defeat of Hannibal that is how Constantine had control over the world. Because of the defeat of Hannibal, I think it is Hannibal. Because of that defeat, there was a big fight, and Hannibal was a threat. And then you must understand that in that period, the African Christians, which is from Ethiopia, Egypt, is not the same as the European Christians. When Constantine wanted to control, and then the influence of the Roman Catholic, wanted to control. Look at it, you even look at that. Just look now. Even the mother of Constantine went to Ethiopia. Even the mother of Constantine went to Ethiopia and stayed in Ethiopia. So, what is it about the practice that is there in ancient Ethiopia, the kind of Christianity that was there in ancient Ethiopia, that even the mother of the emperor went there to stay there, to live there? In this period, when Constantine was, canvassing, and then he sees, okay, everybody believe in different God. You believe in the sun God. All right, no problem. We're going to bring him together in one divinity. You believe in this, you believe in this. We're going to bring him together in one divinity. We're going to bring it all together in one divinity so that what? We can have everybody respecting and following our order. And that became the fall of the Roman Empire. The moment Constantine wanted, put together, say he wants to add all the gods together in one place and make it one autocratic, autonomous God, that became the fall of the Roman Empire. That became the fall of the Roman Empire and the beginning of what? The Byzantine Empire. Are you understanding me? One was the Constantine that made the Roman Empire great, and one was the Constantine that made the Roman Empire fall, that ended the Roman Empire. You must understand there are two Constantine. The one that brought it to life by unifying everybody under one religion, and the one that made it crush by the defeat of the Ottoman, the Byzantine Empire. In this period where they were trying to see how to unify everybody, what did they do? They made a big gathering in Egypt. It is the gathering where all the main religious leaders come to be, the leaders from Africa. And then they said they want to unify everything. They want to unify all the religion under one umbrella. And you must understand, of all of them, of all the priests, people ask, why is the black body more intellectually smart? It has always been like that. It has always been what? It has always been like that. When they have this great conference in Egypt, I've forgotten the name of the conference, but when they had this great conference in Egypt, and they were trying to unify everything, the African Christian says, no, why would you say that? That Jesus was born of the virginity of Mary. It is a lie. A woman that is a virgin cannot give birth without not having a penetration. The African Christians did not accept that, because that was not even the preaching. That was not the teaching. It was not taught that Mary did not have an intercourse before giving birth to Jesus. Is somebody hearing me? It is what the how do you call it? It is the malpractice. I don't know. Should I say malpractice? Big self. Thank you very much. Should I say malpractice, or it is the mental creation of the European Christians? The African Christians did not accept that. They didn't accept that. The African Christians did not accept that Jesus, the Christ, died and woke up after 3 days. Are you hearing? The African Christians did not accept that, because they knew that Jesus, the Christ, did not die, and that he did not wake up after 3 days, because he did not die. They knew that. The African Christians did not accept the fact that, the blood of Jesus is a purification. The African Christians, which are from the ancient Ethiopia and the ancient Egypt, they did not believe that. Please listen attentively. The problem with a lot of people right now is that people don't inquire. The African Christians did not believe that the blood of Jesus is a purification, because the blood of a man cannot purify. It is only the blood of a woman that purifies. It is only a woman that has blood that comes out of her body that purifies, because the menstrual cycle of a woman is considered to be what? The purification. So the African Christians did not believe that. They did not even accept that, because it was not a teaching. It was not a way. The African Christians did not accept that, Jesus, went up to the heavens. No, because they knew where he was, they knew where he went. The African Christians did not believe that Jesus did not get married. They knew he got married. They knew he got married. They knew he had a wife and he had children. I believe you don't know that now, right? Some of you don't know that Jesus got married and he has children. Now somebody's going to prove it to me, show it to me. Look at you. But it's a fact. It is a fact. The African Christians did not believe that, did not accept that. But the European Christians took it. Because you must understand, there were three powers: the African Christians, the European Christians, and what? The Roman Christians. There were three. These were the three types of Christianity. The three Christian powerhouse that was ruling in those ancient days. Because everything that Master Jesus the Christ came to teach is not that leave your part. He did not say leave your part. He just says whichever part you are, be truthful about it, be honest about it, and respect the universe, respect nature. That is all. That is all Master Jesus the Christ came to teach. But then, because Constantine wanted to be the emperor, and Hannibal was this biggest threat for him to conquer over Europe. And because if you cannot conquer Europe, you cannot get to Africa. So Hannibal was his biggest threat. But then when he defeated Hannibal, it became what? A catalyst for him to do what? To proclaim and say, yes, I had a vision. I had a vision. God gave me the strength. God gave me the strength. And because of this, he used this as a strategy. It's a strategy. And then what? They set up a powerhouse. The Roman Christians, the European Christians, and then the African Christians, they had a big meeting whereby they were talking. What are we going to put in the Bible? Okay, we want to make one universal God. What are we going to put there? To make a universal God, what must you do? You must put terror in the minds of people, which is to be able to make the people not to worship any other God, just follow only one God. You must put terror in their mind. And what is that terror? That you must put anybody that is seen worshiping any other God or speaking about any other form of God must be killed. Oh, that was the terror that was spread. Is somebody hearing me? That was the terror that was spread. Oh, it was a big terror. But then when they see that the African Christians were not accepting it, because the African Christians were telling them, this is not how it is. This is not what we saw. This is not what we know. This is not real. They killed all the main representative of the African Christians. Oh yes, they killed them. Everyone that was the main representative of the African Christians, that was the main authority of the African Christians, they killed them all. Every one of them they killed. Everyone. Because what is the practice of the ancient African Christians? It is similar to the practice of the Druids. Have you heard about what is called the Druids? The droids, is it you call them droids or druids? It is similar. Respect nature, give reverence to nature, respect the sun. Give reverence to the sun. Observe the movement of the celestials. That is the practice. Offer libation to the ancestors. Offer libation. That is the practice. Nothing more, nothing less. Respecting of nature, connecting to nature was simply the practice. But because the European Christians, especially under the rule of Constantine, after he made, you must understand there were three popes. There were three popes. There were three popes. You must understand this. A lot of people don't know this. People think that there's only one pope. Right now there are two popes, but in the ancient before there were three popes: an African pope, a European pope, Roman pope, and a European pope. So there were three powerhouses. The African pope is either resided in Egypt or resided in Ethiopia. Is somebody hearing me? Either what resides in Egypt or resides where? In Ethiopia. So to be able to kill, what did they do? They killed the African popes, which are the African authorities. They killed them and they burned the ancient text. In Egypt, especially in Alexandria, in Egypt, it was the storehouse of all knowledge. Of how everything, even everything about Jesus, how Jesus came to Egypt, what he did, how he was initiated in the act of meditation, in the act of mystical practices, how he was initiated. Everything was burnt. Because what? They are trying to create a new authority. So they burnt everything. And anyone that knows the ancient Egyptian language was done what? Was killed. Please, is somebody hearing me? Any man that knows the ancient Egyptian language was done what? Was killed. Everyone was killed. Not just only killed, but the language that the Egyptian speaks right now is not even the ancient Egyptian language. The language that the Egyptians, even the Egyptians you have right now, the language they speak right now is not even the ancient Egyptian language. Because then they changed the whole thing. They changed the whole thing. The whole thing they changed. The hieroglyphics. There are ancient texts and scriptures in the hieroglyphics that a lot of people don't even know how to read. But there were people that were very vast in knowing how to read this. You must understand, in ancient days in Rome, before a person is ordained a pope, he has to come to Egypt and study. There were two places that were the places of power knowledge in ancient days. Ancient Asia and ancient Egypt. These were the two places of knowledge. Aristotle came to Egypt to study. Socrates came to Egypt to study. Everyone that is seen and is respected today came to Egypt to study, either ancient Egypt or ancient Asia, which is India. And you must see that every knowledge about the divine always comes from these two places. Is somebody understanding me? Every knowledge about understanding always comes from these two places. There is no knowledge of divine understanding that has never came from ancient India, ancient Asia, which is ancient India, and ancient Egypt. There is no knowledge because every knowledge came from these two places. So for a pope to become a pope, he has to come to Africa to study the ancient practice, the ancient art. And then he goes back. But when Constantine wanted to become the emperor, then he appointed a pope to be the one, the superseer of everything. So they made a decree: any man, any woman that is seen giving reference to any god that is not connected to Jehovah, to Jesus, is to be killed. They even killed a lot of their own Catholic priests. And the first Catholic priest that was to be killed was a priest that was preaching about connection with the nature. Oh, they killed a lot of Catholic priests that are considered as the mystic priests were killed. Lot of Catholic priests, listen and listen attentively. You so you understand. Lot of Catholic priests that were considered as mystics. What is a mystic? A mystic is not a person that does abracadabra, because in Africa people confuse this and people think that anybody that is a mystic is someone that is doing blood sacrifice. No, 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 no. A mystic is a person that has knowledge of mystery of life. And what is the knowledge of the mystery of life? It is the knowledge of nature. A mystic is a person or a woman, whichever form of body they are, that has knowledge of the mysteries of life. A mystic is a person that has what? Mystical knowledge of the mysteries of life. And a lot of Roman Catholic priests were killed because they started inquiring about the mysteries of life. So they killed a lot of Roman Catholic priests. Oh, a lot of Roman Catholic priests were killed. Anyone that spoke about the connection of the universe, anyone that spoke about the teachings of the ancient, is considered what? A heresy. What is heresy? Heresy. Yeah, heresy. And is immediately hanged and killed. This is how they stamp their power. Through what? Killing and brutality. If you want to stamp your power, you must learn from the from the book of power of ancient Rome, which is what? Kill anyone that is seen as that goes against what you're trying to show, and be brutal to people. Oh, you people are thinking that Muslims are the ones that have killed a lot of people, but I tell you, no, Muslims have not killed any people as compared to the Christians. Muslims have not killed anybody as compared to what? To the Christians. The Christians have killed billions of people. Oh, and people think, oh, the Muslims have people right now. People are criticizing the Muslims. Do not criticize, especially if you're a Christian. Do not criticize, because the terror that the Roman Catholic Church has unleashed on people is far worse than whatever it is you see the Muslims are doing. Far worse. Thank you very much, Mr. Charles, assuming. Far worse. The Catholic Church have boiled people alive. Boiled people. Boiled people. Boiled people. The only thing you will hear about the Muslims is that they kill people, they behead people, but boiled people. The Catholic Church has done that. Even their own people, their own priest that speaks about unification, that speaks about connecting to nature, connect to nature so that your life can be better. Connect to nature, connect to nature, connect to nature. They kill them. Anyone that speaks about connecting to nature but does not speak about Jesus is seen as a blasphemer, is seen as a heresy. And that is the beginning of a strong cult. Thank you very much, Mr. Ben. That was the beginning of what? A strong cult. Cult. You don't want to believe it, but Christianity is a cult. It's a cult rooted in what? Terror. Listen and listen attentively so that you hear. Do you understand? That is what it is. It is a cult that is rooted in terror. Terror. And it ruled with terror for years. hundreds of years, thousands of years, it ruled with terror. And the people that are considered to the Pope are even the worst of them all. The worst of them all. They killed people, brutalized people, anyone. And that's how they ruled over country. That's how they ruled over country. And you see that you don't hear about the ancient African Christians anymore. Where do you find, if you go into the Catholic, do you even know the meaning of the cross? Do you know the meaning of the symbol of the cross? People think that the meaning of the cross means God the Father, Holy Spirit, and the Son. That is not the meaning of the cross. The cross is a symbol of rejuvenation. The cross is a symbol of what? Rejuvenation. And there are different types of cross. There are different types of cross. It means rejuvenation. Do you see pentagrams, pentacles, and all of that? But you find pentagrams, pentacles, histograms, and all of these in ancient Ethiopia, in the ancient Christians in Ethiopia. Why? Because it is simply nothing but the respect of nature. It is simply nothing but what? The respect of nature. That is what it is. And that is what the ancient Christians, because that is what the main people that were the Christians, that is what they preached. That is what they preached. And that is why you see that you go and look at it. They said Christians, I respect all the Christians, but look at how they killed their forefathers, their founders. Have you ever seen any Christian founder that died a peaceful death? Paul, who is called the father of the apostles. Right now, a lot of people are saying, I'm an apostle, blah, 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 blah. I'm an apostle, I'm this apostle, I'm that apostle. They're talking so many nonsense. How was Paul killed? He was beheaded. His head was chopped off. Peter, how was he killed? How was everybody that was connected to Jesus, how did they die? Have you asked yourself this question? And now you are here claiming I'm a Christian in the blood of Jesus, blood of that. You're deceiving yourself. Better wake up. Stop deceiving yourself and wake up. Again, this is what is called a reflective thought. Before Jesus, there were people that were respected as what? Masters. And this is how terror was spread. Right now, everybody wants to criticize the Muslims. Do not criticize the Muslims. If you're a Christian, do not criticize the Muslim, because the Christian has killed more people than a Muslim. More people has been killed in the name of Christianity. And do you know how it is? They will send people to go to war, to go and fight, and they will tell them, don't worry, just kill people, and don't worry, you are going to be in the kingdom of God. That is the biggest deception. And they knew it. Fight for God is the biggest deception. The biggest deception that has ever happened in the age is anybody that says, fight for God. Don't worry, my son. You just fight for God and God is going to reward you. God does not reward you for that, because God did not say fight for him. You are fighting for men, for the greed of men. You are fighting for what? For the greed of men. Because after you fight and you won, who is going to share the loot? After you fight and you won the fight and you die in the fight, Who is going to share the loot? This person is distracting me. Vipin Heman Singh. What is your problem? Because whatever it is you are writing does not make sense. If you have anything important to say, send a request and ask me after the conversation. Don't start writing things that does not make sense. I'm sorry to you guys. I'm just trying to reply to this fellow here on TikTok. He's just writing things that does not make sense. Are you listening? It shows me that you are not listening. You are just wanting to speak what is in your head, but you are not listening. And because you are not listening, you are just but you are not listening. Don't do that. You should listen first. Try to understand what is this person saying before you just start typing. Don't do that. So this is how it is. It's a fight for God. And then what happened? They said, give your money to God. Then you're going to get it in heaven. You are not going to get anything in heaven. You're not going to get anything in heaven. That is the biggest deception. But your ancestor says, just respect nature. That's it. Just respect nature. Because respecting of nature, that is the ancient practice of the mystics of the Christian mystics. You go and look at who are the people that are called Christian mystics. Christian mystics are not the ones that does abracadabra. Anybody that now goes around and say he's a Christian, he's a prophet, and he's doing abracadabra, say, oh, I can heal you of your sickness. That is a lie. Even Paul did not do that. Do you understand? They use the word of Paul to cheat people. If Paul was alive and sees the way the people are using his words and twisting his words, I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know what he's going to do. He will be so disgusted and irritated and pissed off with people. Knaves, people that are knaves in the disguise of I'm a child of God, and they use it. And this is do you know what this? Do you know what is this? This is another form of we trying to look for usefulness. We try to look for usefulness in religion. We try to look for usefulness. A lot of people feel useless. And to fill up the feeling of that uselessness, they try to look for it in religion. So they get attached to a particular religion. They start preaching about the particular religion, and then they become fanatics of the particular religion, because it is easy to say that you are useful for faith. Faith is a justification for you to say that you are useful. It is very easy for people to attach themselves as I'm being useful because I'm preaching faith. No, you're not useful. It's very easy. Faith is a justification for people to want to prove themselves to be useful. How unfortunate. How unfortunate. To want to become useful, they use faith as the disguise. And then any man that has felt so down in their life, even you right now, that you felt so down in your life, oh, I don't know, my life is not working nicely. So you start going towards faith, religion. So you use religion as a means to increase your usefulness. So you think if you dedicate your life too much to a particular religion, you are going to be useful. So you dedicate your life to a particular religion using faith as a justification. And then what happened? You start preaching about that particular faith and preaching about it with so much vigor. And then what happened? Then you become a fanatic. Then you become what? A fanatic. And that is what we have right now in the society. These are the kind of people right now we have in the society. But then the ancient early Christians, the ancient early mystic Christians, they didn't attach themselves to anything. And one of such early Christians was Meister Eckhart. You should go and listen to Meister Eckhart. The prayers of mystic Christians are, my dear Lord, if I can be useful today, please show me how. If I could do some good today, please show me how. They didn't pray. They did not pray to Jesus. Christian mystics don't pray to Jesus. They just pray to the essential essence of the universe. Essential essence that governs the whole universe, that pervades the whole universe. You are the sovereign peace. And in you have I found concord. Please touch my uncircumcised lips, that I might speak only about your greatness in all that I do. These are the prayers of ancient mystic Christians. Not not that. That is nonsense. Ancient mystic Christians don't pray like that. Where is this coming from? This is nothing but is a spiritual vulture. This is what? A spiritual vulture of the age, from what? Lack of knowledge. But the ancient, anybody that's, I'm a Christian and I'm a mystic Christian, and you are praying, you are a thief, you are a cheater. Cheater, thief, cheater. That's what you are. That is what you are. For you don't even know yourself. You don't even know anything. He said, this is this language of God. It's a lie. It's not the language of God. Do you hear me? It's not the language of God. It's the language of the spirit. That is a lie. For you don't even know what is spirit. There's a man. There is a man that goes around in the Bible. There's a man, Pastor Jennings. How many of you have heard of Pastor Jennings? How many of you have heard of Pastor Jennings, Gino Jennings? He goes around criticizing, I'm going to prove you about the Bible. You don't know anything about the Bible. This is the problem. People try to use faith as a means to become useful. That is the problem. People try to use faith as a means to become useful. Because without faith, they don't feel useful. So they use faith as a means to feel useful. If you take faith away from them, which is religion, you will see that they are just nonsense. They don't have anything. They don't have anything to give. Do you see that? If you take religion away from people, there are some people, the moment you take away their religion, they don't have anything. And then there are some people, the moment you take away the position that they have in whatever religious organization that they follow, their faith crumbles. There are some people like that. The moment you take away their position from whatever religious organization that they follow, their faith crumbles. They don't believe in God anymore. They are only able to believe in God so long as they have that position. They are only able to do what? Believe in God so long as they what? They have a position. And the moment there is no position, no faith anymore. No faith anymore. But the ancient mystics, let us talk about ancient mystical Christians. See, you guys want to understand? I'm so pumped up talking about them right now. You want to talk about the ancient mystical Christians? What is their prayer? What is the prayer of an ancient mystical Christians? Their prayer is, I am useless. I don't have anything that is good. My intelligence is not good. My way of looking at life is not good. But I beg you, please help me to be good. If it pleases you that I pass through this difficulty, universal intelligence, please help me to pass through it. If it does not please you, please teach me how to come out of it. St. Francis of Assisi is considered as one of the, you guys know about, I believe a lot of people know about St. Francis of Assisi. Nobody is going to say they don't know about St. Francis of Assisi. What is his prayer? He didn't say God, Jesus, this. He didn't say that. He just says essential essence of the universe. Please give me the strength to accept what. Oh, I'm trying to remember the prayer. The prayer just disappeared in my head right now. I'm too pumped up. I'm too pumped up. I'm too pumped up. Mm. The things that I cannot change. Yes, thank you. That is good. Please give me the strength and the courage to accept the things that I cannot change. Wow. Ah, do you see that? And the knowledge to change the things that I can. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Give me the wisdom. Yeah. Yes. Yes. You guys. Yes. Yes. This is the prayer of mystics. Meister Eckhart. Have you heard of Meister Eckhart? Meister Eckhart says Jesus is not the one that appeared during the period of of Galilee. If you cannot see Jesus in everything you do, in how you relate with people, then you are not a Christian. If only you have to, if every time you have to worship, you must only go to a place to worship and put your head down, then you are not a Christian. It says, Meister Eckhart says, to find God, you don't find him in a place of worship. Are you hearing me? Meister Eckhart. It says, to find God, you don't find God in place of worship. You find him within yourself. But a Christian will tell you, if you want to find God, you must only come to church. God is not only in the church. If you want to get connection to Jesus, you must only come to church. That is a lie. If you cannot connect with him within yourself, then how you think you're going to go connect with him outside? What you're only going to see when you go to church or any place of worship that you go, a church, a temple, a mosque, is just distractions. Distractions, distractions, distractions. You will start looking at another man that is dressing more nicer than you. You start looking at another woman that is dressing more nicer than you. You start getting attracted to another woman. You start getting attracted to another man. That is what you find. Meister Eckhart says that. If you cannot hear the divine within yourself, how do you think you're going to hear him when you go to a place of pilgrimage? is somebody hearing me? Ah, yes. Give me the wisdom to understand the things that I cannot change and the understanding to let go of the things that I can. That is the teachings of Saint Francis of Assisi. And not just only that, Saint Francis of Assisi, when he sees a tree, he says, "Hello, brother tree, how are you? Hello, sister dog, how are you?" How many of you do that? This is what it means. Ancient Christian mystics, this is what they do. Being able to see the universe, the connection with everybody. St. Francis of Assisi goes to hug a tree and says to the tree, "Hello, my dear brother tree, how are you?" St. Francis of Assisi, when he sees a dog, he speaks to the dog, "Hello, brother dog, sister dog, how are you today? Have you eaten today?" And you, when you see a dog, you're gonna shoo, 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 but you say you're a Christian. Eh? But you say you're a Christian. You are not a Christian because you don't know what it means to be a Christian. People just say Christ-like, but they don't know what it means to be Christ-like. They don't know what it means to be Christ-like. To be Christ-like simply means what? You are one with nature. You are one with nature. You are one with everybody. But then the Catholic Church killed. The Catholic Church killed a lot of people. Because what? You must obey the authority. Any authority that is not of the Catholic Church is an authority that is not good. And that is where you hear the Protestant come about. The Anglican Church came as a rebel against the Catholic Church. And the Protestant Church came as a rebel against the Anglican Church. And who set it up? Henry. Henry of England. If do you see that? Do you see that? The Anglican Church is as a rebel against what? The Catholic Church. And do you know how many people that are Anglicans that was killed? Oh, you are a Protestant. You don't believe in the Catholic Church, so you will be killed. Do you see that? Even among Christianity, they kill themselves. Even among so-called Christianity, what people worship is, oh, I'm a Catholic. No, you are just, your allegiance is just to the Pope. That is all. Your allegiance is just to the Pope, not to Jesus. Your allegiance is just to what? To the Pope, not to who? Not to Jesus. There is no atrocities that has not been committed in the name of God. There is no atrocity that has not been committed in the name of God. Lot of atrocities has been committed in the name of God. Lots of atrocities. Atrocities upon atrocities upon atrocities has been committed in the name of God. Thank you very much, Mr. Jeff. So you see, do you know how many Anglicans the Roman Catholic Church killed? Do you know how many Protestants the Anglican Church killed? They killed people. You are not a Catholic, you must be killed. It became a thing of power, war. You've heard of the Knight Templars. What were the Knight Templars looking for? People don't know these things. That is the problem. All right. That is the end of my reflective thinking. I am open to questions now. Please ask me your questions. I am open to questions. This is the end of my reflective thought for today. Well, we're going to continue, but please ask me questions. Questions, please. Bless you for this beautiful knowledge. Thank you very much, Akos. Any question here on YouTube and Facebook? Okay, so you guys must understand. To so many of you that might want to go back to listen back to what I spoke about, the video is recorded on YouTube, and at the same time it's also recorded on Facebook. So you can check, our Facebook for the videos. You can check our YouTube also for the videos. It is recorded there in the live. All right. So I don't know. I think so as to not get too much, because I don't think when people start asking question here on TikTok, the people on YouTube might not hear it, and the people on Facebook also might not be able to hear it. So I'm gonna end the YouTube live. You can check me out if you want to participate. Continue participating. Please come on the TikTok. It's at the name is Sukavani, just Sukavani. So be mindful, check it properly, because there are so many people that are pretending to be Sukavani. But check it properly. Come on the TikTok, and then we can continue the live. And so I'm gonna end here on Facebook. Thank you guys, and I'm gonna end here on YouTube. All right. To you guys that are watching on YouTube, I truly, truly appreciate you. Spiritual One-Eyed, Francis, Sam, and to all of you, I appreciate all of you. All right. Thank you very much. And okay, let me end on Facebook. Just a minute. Just a minute, guys. All right. So I'm ending here on YouTube also. Thank you very much, guys. The universe bless you all abundantly. Abundantly, abundant, abundant. All right. Bye.